Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Corporal, bringing you a mock video of my Covenant Shadow. Now, if you've seen my Imperial Troop Transport video, you'd see that I've shown off this thing, but I haven't shown off everything about it. So this is just a video of me talking about it. So I made this mostly of just a bunch of Imperial Troop Transport battle packs. Though I did start taking parts from my personal collection, as you can see right here, and all that, to finish parts out of it. I am still missing this piece. I can't find it. I will replace it. Though there's a chance I'm going to replace this whole back piece, this whole back area, because there's a bit of a room problem here. But I'll get to that in a little bit. And I dropped something, and I don't know what it was. Give me one second. I see. That's actually important. I'm keeping it in there, so yeah, let me show you the features. Originally, this was the interior. And what I would do is that I would get like a stormtrooper. Just set him right here. I have a stormtrooper right to the side here. So yeah, just set him right there. Put his blaster here. And all that. That's how I'll put them on. And they would fit perfectly in here. Though I did make the mistake of making this something that you have to you gotta attach them on like that. And it's not the easiest thing to do. That was my mistake. You can put it underneath, but it also messes with the integrity because you are pushing up on the plate. So there is a chance I'm going to fix this problem, but at the moment I don't have a solution. But yeah, it was just a simple thing to hold multiple characters, multiple figures, and all that under weapons. And it's based off the Covenant design of how they transported troops and all that. Though you don't see this in the Halo 2 game whatsoever. You only see that it could carry a ghost. Yes, I built a ghost for it as well. Try to get the basic design, the basic shape. It looks more to me like the Banished Ghost. You can see one of the guns is crooked because the clip is freaking broken. That's a problem I'm having with Lego as of late, is that these clip pieces, if you could see it, just break all the time. But I use one of these, the police pistols with the binoculars, to make the gun. If I could get it back in there. There we go. See, that's how it looks on the bottom. Hope you could get enough good images. Maybe you could make your own. I used I forget what they're called. What are these pieces on a hinge? And I put some clips right there to hold the blaster. So the Covenant Ghost, and it will fit on this, but you gotta attach this. And I did put a place to put this on. You can see there's a modified plate right there. So what would you do is attach that right there, and you would slide the ghost in, and you would snap it on. If I can get it to thing. Look at me embarrass myself. It's been a while since I tinkered with this thing, with this function. You can tell both of them are dusty, but yeah, I'm gonna find a new way to do this, people. So it's not as cumbersome. But there you go. Just like in Halo 2, it carries the ghost. Here's the cockpit nothing to write home about. It's just some really simple thing and all that. No, not even a seat, which is kind of like how it is in the game. It's like the whole cockpit is just like a seat, and it has the thing that goes in the. I did have a thing to hold a blaster in there originally, but I removed it for the fire extinguisher because I'm not using conventional blasters anymore when it comes to how I do things with MOCs and all that. So I don't really need all these clips everywhere as much as I used to, but I still need something to hold some of the weapons. Here's the top railing and all that. This was an interesting little build. I use these bracket pieces. Plate. I have 1x6s. I don't know why I've never replaced them. Yeah, that's how that goes on. And originally this was nothing but slope pieces. It actually was like a big slope, and that's why it's shaped weirdly because this isn't the original thing. But yeah, I'm gonna probably fix this. Maybe put it in a little bit more. I'm not sure, but it's gonna get fixed. And here, and the turret does spin. It doesn't spin. Well, oh yeah, it does spin all the way around. I forgot it could do that. But yeah, it does spin all the way around. The gun does. This top one does move. It's not. It doesn't do that in the game, but I couldn't get it to not move. So it's one of those things. Like, yeah, it's not perfect, and the figure can't hold it. I did have a gun where the figure did hold on to like handlebars and everything, but it didn't look right. It was too big, and you can have the minifigure sit on there because it is a shade turret, so it's supposed to look like it's supposed to have the figure sitting there and everything, and it doesn't look too bad. No, this is the newest piece I made for it just recently. So I made a bunch of seats, and it's wider than the original. But in the game, I think it's supposed to be 4 to 5. Covenant could sit on the interior, but I can only fit 3 figures, but on each side. And I did give them a thing to put their accessory on and all that. And the ones on the side do not work because of how it's built on the inside. Anything put on there is going to brush up against like the sides and everything. So this has to be removed. So technically a figure can only hold, the seat can only hold really 4 accessories unless I make a fix to that, which I'm probably going to do where I just move them in by 1 more and put the clip on here so they can hold on to their thing. But the figures I chose, they're not random, but a little interesting thing happened with them. These bars are there because I don't feel comfortable with them just sitting there. I feel like they're going to fall off. Like in my head, I imagine the figures like falling off and getting run over. So put that there. But there's also, this is supposed to be used for transporting prisoners in the comics. So I would imagine there would be a restraint, something to restrain people from jumping off. In the game, it's a cool thing in the game. You can't drive them and all that, but this thing, practicality-wise, is just awful. It is the most awful vehicle there is because if you played Halo 2, you could just drive up to the side of the thing and have your buddy just shoot into the freaking cockpit and all that. You could go right here behind it. The shade turret can't even hit you, and you could just keep ramming into it and shooting it and all that. And you could just shoot into the side, into the ghost and all that. And if there's a whole thing full of Covenant, of course they could shoot back at you, but they're sitting ducks. Terrible vehicle design. I do like it though. It's a really cool looking design. And I could see the point of if it had like a blast shield on the side that opened up, I could see this being a better vehicle for troop transporting if it was like a door or something. And because as a little mobile base, it works if it had that, but it doesn't have that. Maybe I might build it and give it a modification where it does have like an opening door and all that. But no. But let me get back to this. So I chose different figures. His rangefinder fell off again. I'm having a problem with rangefinders, but I'm constantly losing them and finding them all over. But anyway, they have different accessories. So this one has the sword sheath thing. As you can see, it does fit. The little legs, you got to push them back a little bit all the way to the back. So if Kermit the Frog was wearing a backpack, he probably wouldn't fit. There's the rangefinder. See him? I'm always finding him. Guys, with Boba Fett, he can't fit all the way. And I'm using thing with it. Maybe if I brought it up a little higher, but right now, no, he can't fit. And put that back on. And just this regular skeleton dude. A regular fig would just fit right there. You can fit any way you want them. And all that. Figs with like big helmets. And like belts. Tails, no. They won't fit with the tail. The tail would be too long. But backpacks like this, they could fit. I'm not really quite sure about like armor pieces. Because I don't have one of those figures near me at the moment. But big armor pieces like the Space Police wear, I'm not 100% sure. On all that. No, wait, no, I have one right here. I actually do have two right here. I didn't see that. Let me try it out. Do this on camera. Get my Space Kook. Yeah, he's pretty dusty. He hasn't been used a lot. Yeah, he could fit. I just gotta remove this thing I used to hold his blaster. Yeah, he fits. Let's go with Batman. This is the same armor the Space Police use. And all that, so. He fits, gotta remove this blaster. Yeah. They fit pretty nicely. And all that. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the Covenant Shadow MOC. And I'm going to add a little thing to this. A suggestion for Lego. When I was choosing the figures, I just picked my random figures. Like, who has the backpack? Who has the helmet, that weird head and all that? To see how it would work, the legs. And you can kind of see something here. Got a guy in a mascot costume. You got a banana man. Got an alien. You got a frog. You got Boba Fett. A mysterious looking dude. A skeleton. It's starting to... When I was looking at it, it's like... This is Fortnite. This is Lego Fortnite, essentially. Got the crossover characters. A transport vehicle and all that. You got weird accessories and everything. And it's like, dang, why? One, I don't want to see a Lego Fortnite. But two, why hasn't Lego done this? It technically did do something like this with the Lego movie, where they had different IPs in the same sets, essentially. So you had Johnny Thunder, you had Batman, and all that. And you had the Friends and everything. So you had these different things all together. And that made me think, why hasn't Lego really gone back to doing that? Bringing back their old IPs or just using random parts and everything like that. Like remaking the old minifigure pack characters. Like this was the Space Marine and all that. Just changed out his head and helmet. So why not bring back like the Space Marine? Bring back a Mr. Gold that isn't made out of gold and all that. And you, of course, like this is from the collectible minifigures. I don't like this figure, but Somehow I kept getting them. But yeah, just combine, like, or video. Video failed, but they have all those molds that they're never going to reuse. Why don't you just put them in a pack and like a set, like something like Fortnite, where it's like a Lego Battle Royale? Don't make a freaking game out of it. Just get the your different IPs, Lego, Johnny Thunder, video, collectible minifigures, Alpha Team. I would love to see a return of Alpha Team. That would be a great army builder. And just have like this Lego universe collide kind of thing. You can have an Alpha Team battle pack, 4 old goal soldiers, and all that. You could have an Exo Force battle pack with the robots and all that. You could just remake you just use figures that didn't sell, or you have a bunch of extra ones and put them in there, like with Ninjago. You could have Johnny Thunder and Lloyd teaming up against the Ogle's army. You could put Lord Vortex in there. You could put the video characters in there and all that. Just all these different things that you have the molds for, just in different colors, and giving them a vehicle, like the Lego movie sets. It's just this mishmash, but you don't have a movie, you don't have a tie-in. You just bring back these old things, and you use some of the weird molds, like your banana guy and all that. And I'm like, I would probably buy that. I don't buy Lego anymore, but I would like that. An Ogle battle pack I would buy off the shelf and all that. And all, just because that's what Lego really is. It's like it's us getting all of our figures, putting them together, and doing weird things with them and all that. Like, what are the stop motion adventures? Kermit the Frog and the Dream Warrior. That's his name. He's the Dream Warrior. Go on an adventure to, I don't know, kill a furry. And all that. Shisha. But yeah. So, that's all I have to say. Oh, what? Kermit the Frog? No, Kermit the Frog is a frog. And all that. That didn't look right. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I hope you like this. I hope you like the Ghost. I hope you like the Shadow. I have other Covenant vehicles I'm going to be making videos of eventually. Yeah, and I don't know. If you guys like the idea of the whatchamacallit, of just Lego making sets with just different IP characters, or just random like figs, like the video and all that, and just having them like do this whole like worlds collide type of thing, I guess leave a comment about that. What figures would you like to see make what different Lego IPs that they've done over the years would you like to see get crossed over? Like, an example. This is Starfarer from Ninjago. I looked at the little plate, the comic book, and made a figure of it. That's peak Lego right there. This is a Ninjago character that I made from their IP. And this is a completely brand new character using the M-Tron. Has that old robot face. His name is Max. And all that. And just, what would you like to see? Like, the M-Tron, Ninjago is using the classic space outfit. And all that. And they look like they could probably belong in the same universe. And all that. But what lines would you... And just with that, just having like some M-Tron figures and some classic space figures and collectible minifigures and all that. You kind of have this Fortnite looking thing, but you also like just with rearranging the parts and all that, just having simple heads. You got your own world. That's the beauty of Lego. It just feels like lately Lego has been telling us how we should play with their sets, what we should build with our sets, and all that. I took your Star Wars sets and I made something from an IP that's actually was pretty good, but after the TV show. But yeah, what IPs, what different Lego original IPs would you like to see get crossover? Leave that in the comments. Thank you, and all have a nice day. Bye bye.